bright sparks.
You don't have a chance.
3 big shots.
They're little brats who need to be taught a lesson.
2 new products.
I'm stumped. I can't think of anything.
But only one team can win.
I've got the results right here.
Beat the boss.
I'm Syra Khan, and this is Beat the Boss. 3 bright sparks compete against 3 big shots to create a brand new product for the children's market. The question is, who knows what you want? Going for a dip, paddling, taking the plunge, call it what you like. Swimming is a #1 sport for children in almost every continent across the globe. Today's challenge is to create an awesome aquatic amusement, something to play with in the pool that will really make waves. To find 2 teams ready to dive into this watery challenge, we've searched out some of the most creative minds in the UK. Our bright sparks are Robin, Oscar and Jess. Robin's a really quick learner. She plays piano and can read and write Chinese. Career path, astronaut.
If the adults were here, I would say to them, loser, loser, loser.
Next, Oscar. Horse riding, rosette winning, model making problem solver. He can do a Rubik's Cube in 38 seconds. Ambition, millionaire.
We've got ideas. We've got brains. What have they got?
Finally, Jess, a sports fanatic and so into music she has 2 MP3 players. Future goal, professional footballer.
The big shots are better watch out because me and the bright sparks are going to knock them right out the competition.
Those are the bright sparks, but what about the big shots? They're Paul, Charlie and Jack. First, Paul, a top sales executive with plenty of drive. Behind the wheel of the UK's #1 car leasing company, he's definitely in the driving seat.
If the bright sparks were here now, I think I'd tell them they've bitten off more than they can chew.
Meet Charlie, cutting hair and winning awards for 28 years. The boss of 4 salons and 3 times Scottish Hairdresser of the Year, Charlie has a head for business.
What I would say to the bright sparks is that when we're all sitting in the limo, I will take the time just to turn around and give them a little wave.
Last up, Jack, author, musician, journalist, model and a multi-award-winning entrepreneur. He's his own boss and truly a jack of all trades.
You know what, bright sparks? I'm your greatest fear.
So those are our teams, the big shots with over 60 years of business brilliance between them, and the bright sparks who have the insider knowledge when it comes to understanding what children really want. They'll be battling it out for the honour of victory and the Beat the Boss trophy. Both teams are poised on the starting blocks. It's time to throw them in at the deep end and deliver their brief. Hello, I'm Syra. Hi. Can I come in?
Yeah, of course.
How are you feeling?
Bit apprehensive, but excited.
Yeah, excited, I think.
How are you feeling inside knowing there's a brief in here?
Excited? Sick.
Come on, open the box.
Are you ready to receive your brief?
Yes.
Your brief is to design a brand new pool play product that will create a splash with your mates. It must be a foam or inflatable-based game. And the more you play with it, the better your swimming should get. How confident do you feel now?
I am absolutely confident, never wavered, pardon the pun.
Are you feeling more confident now you've heard the brief?
Definitely. Yes.
This task isn't going to be easy. In the UK, 6 million of you regularly go swimming, and that means a lot of pool play products. Spotting a gap in the market will be tough. I've sent both teams off to do their market research, and they need to get with it and quite possibly get wet if they're to come up with some inspired ideas. The bright spots are experts at having fun, but they don't know what's already out there, so they're off to see what you can buy right now. The bright spots are getting to grips with the challenge, but they don't seem to have much focus. So how inspired are they?
Made out of foam and you can easily swim with it.
And you could use it as a body bowl because it fits nicely to your body. I'll leave you throw into the water and then you have to match them up. So they have pictures inside, even though those two don't match. We see in the shops lots of things really, lots of goggles, lots of inflatable things, lots of foam things, lots of noodles, lots of things that float, lots of things that sink. The most useful thing we've seen was the ball that turned into a frisbee.
You can just pick it up,
You can maybe hold on
push
to
it
these
into a
sides.
bowl.
It kind of gave us a good idea of a unique idea.
I reckon the big shots aren't really going to be doing anything. I'm probably totally wrong.
Splish splash, I was taking the bath.
Yes, totally wrong. The big shots have already taken the plunge. They're at a water park to see what floats your boat when it comes to pool play.
I've been on every slide, every flume, been knocked over by the force of the water. The main thing I take from it is that speed is fun, and how we can incorporate speed into a pool game, I just don't know, but I'm working on it,
Splishing and a splashing.
It was a lovely ride here that is a life-changing experience. Going down the ride, in the dark, getting soaked. I'm going to take that away with me forever. I wish we could formulate something like that, honestly.
Back in the real world, the Bright Sparks want to get to the bottom of the market. They're hoping for a brainwave by trying out some swim products.
Like that. We need to make a product that has to float because it has to be made out of inflatable or foam, which both float. So really we need to think of ideas that will be good on top of water rather than under.
The Bright Sparks are making sure they stick to the brief, but does this mean their ideas are all at sea?
We're really interested in the floats,
So you're on a bodyboard.
And you can stick things that will float on it.
and we're also interested in the ball.
And the opposite team has got to try and get the bodyboard off you.
So you have to dive down and try and get them.
They could have this like thing.
The Bright Sparks really need to decide on one idea. Right now, they're just not focused. Meanwhile, the big shots have dried off to check out what kind of products you like to take to the pool.
Fun is
Fun is the
thing,
key,
really, isn't it?
and
They're
game.
not really
Fun,
interested
game,
in
yeah.
things that they learn to swim with.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough because all the people we're looking at can swim really well. We need to try and encourage people to get into the swimming part of it as well as get better at it and get better at it.
Absolutely.
These children all were interested in things that are underwater. Again, it might be because they're confident, but nonetheless there was a huge enthusiasm for any sort of game that's underwater.
Having submerged themselves in market research, the big shots think that underwater and fun are the key to their product. To give the Bright Sparks one last splash of inspiration on how to swim better, they're getting some tips from Karen Pickering, the UK's most successful female swimmer ever.
What do you think is the most important thing to get confidence when you're in the water?
I think the most important thing for a child when they're learning to swim is that they have fun. Because I think if children are having fun, they forget to be scared.
How do you think children should improve their swimming?
Well, it's practicing and obviously progressing through from, first of all, just swimming with a float. And bit by bit, as the children get more confident, you can take away the floaty bit or make it a little bit less floaty without them realising. And before they know it, they're swimming all on their own.
Fun definitely seems to be the order of the day, but the big shots have taken a very formal approach to their last bit of research. Our young bathers are back to give them the lowdown on all things swimming.
Joshua, what did you most enjoy about learning to swim? Was it the splashing?
I like playing with my friends.
Billy, now that you're a strong swimmer, what is it you enjoy most about it?
I like getting wet.
Can you give me an idea of the sort of games that you like to play?
I like underwater gymnastics where you do handstands and stuff like that.
Both teams have dived right in there with their market research, but will it be enough to go the long course?
The most difficult thing is going to be the brainstorming when we have to get all the ideas down to a piece of paper because they're all muddled up really.
It would be really nice to settle on one particular thing and start to really evolve it.
It's time for the brainstorm.
Okay, design a brand new pool play product
Okay, you two discuss that, I'll get on with the rules.
that will create a splash with your mates.
You know the thing with the pump?
Yeah.
It must be foam or inflatable based game.
Whoa, straight into it.
The more you play with it, the better your swimming should get.
So I think the bodyboard would be quite an idea just to have it about that big and you could carry it, you could have a handle in it or something.
It would need to be in like, I don't know, a case about that big, and if it's inflatable.
Would the bodyboard be like stuck onto you when you dive in?
Yeah.
The bright spots don't sound at all convinced, unlike the big shots who have a very clear direction of what they want.
The challenge has got to be recovering something from the bottom. That's the fun bit, getting underwater and bringing it back up.
At first, the brainstorm didn't go very well because we had loads of ideas and they were just all jumbling up.
Is there any idea that you said, yes, that's the one?
Not really.
And then we tried to put them into one, and our idea became very complicated.
It's a goal. It can be used for volleyball. It can be used for basketball with hoops.
So you've made a goalpost?
But the bigger idea is our board/ball thing. What happens with the board is you press the board and it turns into a ball.
Let me get this right. I've got a board and I'm swimming away on it and I'm just next to the goal and I get off the board and I make it into a ball and then I'm trying to get it into a goal that's about that big.
No, you try and get into a hoop.
I'm going to be harsh here. I think you need to start again.
Okay.
And I'm sorry I'm going to have to do this.
Rip it, go.
I think you can do better than this.
Okay.
Jess, how are you feeling?
My head's hurting.
Is it? Rip it up and start again. Sometimes you've got to be cruel to be kind.
Syra's timing is amazing. It's always at the time when you're just about getting to something and she comes in and stops you and you're like, but just, give us another 5 minutes, come back.
And I think we're just about to get that. So perhaps if you came back in 10 minutes...
You'd have an idea down on paper. Ideas are what Beat the Boss is all about, and to get theirs, the bright spots have gone right back to square one.
So this time we have the plan. We know what we're doing.
Okay, right. If you had to have a float, what would it be like? Your dream float? What would it be like? Jumping.
Like a sofa, basically.
A sofa?
Yeah.
Because what you could do...
There were moments when you kind of think, gosh, maybe we're not actually going to come up with anything here, but then this really sort of clear vision, I think, came to us all just about the same time. Is it possible to take sort of fairly simple games that are known, already, like hoopla or netball? Could we turn them all upside down? So, like, if it was hoopla,
Okay. So basically
the base is there, the bit's there, and the kids go down and put the hoops on, and they go up that way. The kids come and they put these on. So there's number 1.
Yeah.
There's number 2, and then you tip it over, the water comes out and it stands up. Yeah. Woohoo!
In the brainstorm, we came up with some ideas, but then we didn't use them. We came up with another idea to make a belt instead.
Hey, that looks cool. What is it?
It's a belt made out of foam, so it helps you float. Yep.
Yeah.
With inflatable things on it.
Yeah.
So you can play...
Inflatable things?
Like balls.
A bit like dodgeball, but you have to swim to dodge the balls.
That is, I think, is a really simple idea and good fun.
And if you've lost all your balls, you can still float in the water because it's made out of foam.
Now they're really getting somewhere, but the big shots have a big problem. Will their product actually work underwater?
We're looking at sort of different types of foam there, one that absorbs and one that doesn't.
But does foam absorb and sink?
No.
Let's keep this,
Okay.
pitch it to our experts. If they say it's feasible and we can make it out of those materials, then great.
Yes.
I'd love to prove you wrong.
Yes.
Okay.
And then let's also look
But
at
it's not
another
about
product.
proving me wrong, it's actually about, creating the most amazing game.
When you see Syra coming, you think, oh, just go away, because you suddenly feel a bit of time pressure. But actually, when it comes down to it, it basically just refocuses everybody.
The big shots still have important design work to do, and both teams need to give their products a name.
Aqua Action, it's water and it's something to do with action.
Yeah.
Are you calling it Aqua Action?
Yeah.
Is there anything already called Aqua Action?
I doubt it.
You hope not.
Something that suggests underwater.
Submerge, subsurge, sub-superstars.
What about submarines?
Submarines.
Yeah.
Submarines. Yeah, that's great.
Hey, that's pretty damn good, actually.
Let's not mess with it. That's great.
To me, it doesn't really matter who came up with the name. Although, of course, it's a great name. I mean,
Can you please present your idea to me in one sentence?
A belt which has balls attached, which you can use for loads and loads of games. You can dodge the ball, catch the ball and collect it.
It can be played as a team game.
Throw the ball, and they all improve your swimming because you're swimming while you're doing it.
Well, I think you've come up with a really, really good idea. After a deflated start, the Bright Sparks have come together with an exciting new idea which could make waves. But will it beat the bosses? OK, everybody, time's up. Wow, well, that looks like a product.
It comprises mainly of one inflatable top section and then a cone section which goes below and fits below the water. It's then a race to get the larger rings on.
OK, it sounds like a good idea. Sink or swim. At first, the big shots wanted their product to do both, but now they've surfaced with a fantastic idea. But will it wash away the Bright Sparks? After a few days to prepare for the pitch, the Bright Sparks have made colourful slides and a 3D model of Belter Ball, while the big shots have found a ready-made likeness of Sumba rings. But only one team can win the Beat the Boss trophy. So the pressure's on as the teams meet for the first time at Zogs, the UK's leading manufacturer of children's confidence games and swimming aids. They'll need to impress Mark Hammersley, Chief Executive Officer, and Product Manager Craig Swire. The challenge is on.
I feel nervous because the big shots had about 30 years of experience.
This will be our day. We'll see how it goes on the final judging, but